Hey guys, what's going on? It's Vic here, back with another Madden 21 video. In today's episode, we're going to be realistically rebuilding the Indianapolis Colts with a new addition of Kwity Paye. Now, in my personal opinion, I think Kwity Paye was the best edge rusher in the class. I know a lot of people will say Jalen Phillips. They both have a bunch of injury problems, but in my personal opinion, I like Kwity Paye the best. I think he has the best work ethic out of both of them. But you can't really base an opinion on that. For some people maybe disagreeing or agreeing on that, but it's just my personal opinion. Also, this will be one of my last rebuilds until I get back to the other series. So this is the overlook of the team, as we have Carson Wentz at quarterback, and I'll keep him here if he only performs. That's major ifs but we got three great running backs here who I don't need. Michael Pittman's going to be starting. T.Y. Hilton kind of fell off a cliff. Defensively, this defensive line looks absolutely amazing. Defense honestly looks pretty solid. Rocky Sin and Kenny Moore are both very young defensive backs. And Julian Blackmon, I personally think he should have star development at least. Kwity Paye has superstar development. I personally think Julian Blackmon was a great player, especially for Defensive Rookie of the Year. So anyways, guys, let's get to the midseason mark. Here we are at the midseason mark, coming off a win to the Detroit Lions, and looking into it, we finished 2-5. Not really too surprised. Bottom of the division at the midseason mark, and looking into it, we have Marlon Mack here, but I have Jonathan Taylor starting. Like, yeah, it's cool and all. I just don't need him. You know, T.Y. Hilton, no. Mo Ali Cox, I definitely want him back just because of his age, and solely because of that reason, age and development. So anyways, he resigns. I don't need Trey Burton and I believe Jack Doyle on this team either. If those guys are here as well, maybe I might have cut one of them. I don't know. But looking into it, we have a breakout challenge for one of these players. Who is that going to be? I don't even know who that is going to be, but I don't really care either. So anyways, guys, that it is time to move to the playoffs. We are in the playoffs, coming off a win to the Jacksonville Jaguars, as we are 9-7 here to face the 10-6 Pittsburgh Steelers. And my volume was a little bit too loud there. I need to turn that down. Carson Wentz was not that good. 28th best offense and 24th best defense. Yeah, we went 9-7. That makes no sense. 28th. 3,800 yards, 23 TDs, way too many interceptions. Jonathan Taylor with 15 TDs. Holy crap, that's a great season for a rookie. Pittman, 1,200 yards, 8 TDs. Great season for a rookie as well. Great season in general. Darius Leonard, not Elena, 121 tackles. Forrest Buckner, 22 tackles for a loss and 11.5 sacks for him as well. Great season. 3 interceptions for Darius Leonard. He's probably going to get a dev up. He's been doing great. Safeties is 0 and defensive touchdowns is 1 for Darius Leonard. Yeah, Darius Leonard is definitely going to get a dev up. Jonathan Taylor and Michael Pittman might get one too. They were both really, really good. So let's see if we can beat the Pittsburgh Steelers to move on to the divisional round. We usually always, okay. I'm kind of surprised how we did that with the 28th best offense, but I guess we're probably going to lose in the divisional here. Yeah, no surprise. Okay, that usually happens, and we beat them in week 17, but we just lost to them. Okay, that's cool. So here we are in the offseason as the Patriots lost 23-3 against the Packers, and Aaron Rodgers wins league MVP with the Packers, even though that's kind of unrealistic. I doubt he'll be on the Packers next season, but it's whatever. I'm not going to go through every part of the roster and make sure every little thing is okay. Two Texans players retire. I was about to say 2 retired Texans. I'm just all over the place today. Anyways, there's no one here that I want to resign. So anyways, guys, other than that, let's see if there's anyone else here that did get a dev up in the offseason. Carson Wentz still sucks. I might replace him. And it looks like Michael Pittman Jr. got superstar development. That is awesome to see. He definitely had star to start with. There's no way he started with superstar developments. And anyone else on the team? Oh, yes, not Marlon Mack. Jonathan Taylor. Even more reason to let Marlon Mack go to free agency. After 15 touchdowns, yeah, I wouldn't be too surprised. And Darius Leonard now has superstar dev. He progresses really well in simulation. Speaking of that, Bobby Okereke does as well. Bobby Okereke, Foyesade Oluokun, Darius Leonard, and I think Miles Jack all progressed insanely good. And Dre Greenlaw. So this is after free agency, and we picked up J.C. Jackson. We didn't necessarily need a DB, but no shame in having a third good DB overall. So now we're picking up a strong safety, 76 overall, hidden development. Our strong safety isn't bad. He's just a little bit better since he has development now. And now we're picking up a QB in the second round just to account for Carson Wentz. I'll give him one more chance, but if he doesn't perform, I'm going to sub this guy in and develop him. So I only picked up that quarterback just so that way he can develop and maybe go from a 73 to like a 76 or a 77 by the end of the season. And then I'll start him only if Carson Wentz does bad. But if Carson Wentz does good, I'll probably give him a contract for the next season. But for right now, he's on the hot seat. So let's get to the midseason. Here we are at the midseason mark, coming off a bye week, as we are 2-5 at the midseason mark. Here to face the 2-5 Texans, third in the division, above the Texans, and I believe, I don't even know who is above us. The Jaguars and the Titans. Yeah, Titans top of the division, I believe. Darius Leonard, of course, I want him back. Absolute stud. Very underrated. Not many people talk about him anymore. Braden Smith, 87 overall. Star dev. Definitely want him back as well on this offensive line. I could argue that the Colts offensive line is probably the best in the league. Carson Wentz, I want to see how he does by the end of the season. If he doesn't do good, I'll start the other rookie, because for you guys saying, oh, why don't you start Carson Wentz? Like, it's obvious he's the better choice since he has star dev and 78 overall. I'm not going to be paying someone $20 million a year to just be bad. So looking into it, here we are in the playoffs, and did we get a first round bye? I don't think, no, we just didn't make the playoffs, finishing 6-10. Carson Wentz is okay, never mind. I thought he would be off the team. We went 6-10 and had that kind of a season. So he was 8th for the MVP candidate, but we went 6-10. Doesn't make a lot of sense. All right then. 9th best offense in the NFL and 25th best defense. That makes no sense. And 4,500 yards, 33 TDs, 14 interceptions. Jonathan Taylor had a solid season, not as good as last year. Michael Pittman, way better than last year. 15 TDs, 1,300 yards, amazing season. David Sutton, the rookie strong safety with 108 tackles for a loss, 17 for Kwity Paye. That's awesome to see him putting up numbers. 10.5 sacks for Kwity Paye and 10 sacks for DeForest Buckner. Awesome to see. 3 interceptions for J.C. Jackson, and safeties on the team is going to be, let's look into it, come on, show me, and 0, okay, and can I look into the defensive touchdowns? I don't know why my game is loading so slow. 0 as well. Overall stat sheet looks good, just team didn't really perform, so let's move into the offseason. Here we are in the offseason as the Los Angeles Chargers beat the Seattle Seahawks in the Super Bowl. Aaron Rodgers wins back-to-back MVP, and looking into it, I don't see anyone for, what's it called? I'm blanking. So how do I not know the team I'm rebuilding? The Colts. Oh my God. I'm blanking so hard on that. But if you guys didn't already know, it's glitched to the NFC. The awards is already glitched to the NFC. Other than Coach of the Year and League MVP, every award is glitched to the NFC. If you guys haven't noticed that trend yet, just letting you guys know. And EA can't even fix that right, yet they call this a realistic simulation game. Carson Wentz now a superstar dev after having that kind of a season. I don't really blame the CPU for giving him that, but he only went up 1 overall after being 8th for MVP. In real life, he would get like superstar dev and he would be like a 87 overall. I hate how simulation works. But anyways, since Carson Wentz did play well, I will re-sign him, obviously, as you saw there, and obviously you just saw he had superstar dev, so I do re-sign him. So that other QB, I guess I'll just leave him on the bench. No harm in doing that, so I'm not going to bother trading him away either. It's not like he's going to have any value, and if a quarterback does have value after not even playing a snap, then I don't know what this game is anymore. So I don't even know what it is right now. It's really stupid. Darius Leonard, superstar X Factor. Bobby Okereke is also a superstar. I'm telling you, like, they didn't even show up too amazing on the stat sheet this year, but they're still amazing. Sutton, rookie strong safety, has superstar dev, and Kwity Paye is up to an X Factor, meaning this is already a superstar, not superstar, this is already a successful rebuild in my personal opinion. So here we are after free agency as we picked up Fred Warner for a middle linebacker, another X Factor, Harrison Smith, another defensive X Factor, Mike McGlinchey at left tackle, Deontay Harris, and Auden Tate. Completed team. So let's get to the draft. Here we are on the draft, picking up a right guard because I think we have like a 69 overall or 68 overall at right guard right now. I did a hard reach on him, but it's okay in my opinion. Next, we're picking up a defensive tackle in the later rounds, in like the 3rd round, 68 overall, a hidden development. Just want to mention it just because he has the hidden development. And this is what the overlook of the team looks like after the trades. Carson Wentz just needs to perform. He has every piece he needs to be successful. I want to put Mo over Trey Burton, and looking into it defensively, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 superstar X Factors and 2 superstar players on this team. This defense should easily be a top 5 every single year. So let's get to the midseason. Here we are at the midseason mark, coming off a win to the Tennessee Titans as we finished 7-1, top of the division. That is what I'm talking about. That's called a realistic simulation with this kind of a team. Now, Quentin Nelson, 99 overall, superstar development left guard, arguably the best offensive lineman in the league currently, not even in Madden, like in real life, and he re-signs with the team, which is awesome. Bobby Okereke, it's kind of weird he has superstar development, but isn't even 85 overall. That's a massive contract, so I'll hold off on that for right now. We need Specs, a.k.a. the literal kicker GOAT, because he literally owns an Instagram page where he features his own Legos. And I'm not joking when I say that. You can seriously look that up. Rocky Sin, 81 overall, star development. Of course, I want him back young, and he resigns. And everyone else here I don't really have an interest for. And since we have extra money to re-sign Bobby Okereke, then I will do that, because he is a great player. He just wants a lot of money, a lot more than I expected, as he re-signs with the team. It seems like pass coverage linebackers are a lot more expensive than pass rusher. I don't even know. Maybe that's just me. So looking into it, we have made the playoffs for the first round bye, no doubt. 14-2, top of the division. That's what I'm talking about. Carson Wentz had a pretty overall solid season. I did not mean to go to records. He won't have MVP, I don't think, but he'll be up there somewhere, and he will be in 5th for the MVP race. Okay, that's what I like to see. 7th best offense. That's kind of what I expect. Pretty good overall. Best defense in the NFL. That is what I'm talking about. That right there is a realistic simulation. 4,400 yards, 36 TDs. I think that was 6 or 8 interceptions, 9 TDs, and 1,000 yards for Jonathan Taylor. 19 TDs for Michael Pittman, and 1,000 yards for Deontay Harris. Let's look into the NFL records. Go to season, actually. Don't mean to go to career, receiving touchdowns, and Michael Pittman is in 3rd place behind Jerry Rice and Randy Moss themselves for the most touchdowns in a season. Wow, that is quite the honor to have. And defensively, Fred Warner with 106 tackles in the game, in the season, and 19 tackles for a loss, sacks, 19.5 sacks for Kwity Paye. Holy crap. 10.5 for DeForest Buckner. Interceptions, 5 for Rocky Sin. Kwity Paye would immediately be like a 95 overall after that season. 0 safeties and defensive touchdowns is 1. So anyways, guys, let's look into this NFL record. I want to see if this sack total is legit right here. For the most sacks in a season. Does he even place with any of these guys? No, he had 19.5. A lot of people tied with 20, so he could have tied with those guys. Oh, he was half a sack away from being part of one of the top pass rushers ever to exist. I mean, maybe he still is with that 19.5 sack season. Absolute freak. We're going to be facing the 8-8 Denver Broncos. So, yeah, let's just move on to the conference championship, and I will hop in once I get to there. And anyways, guys, hope you guys all enjoy this so far. Oh my god! This game sucks. Never mind. This isn't a realistic simulation. 8-8. We lose to an 8-8 when we're 14. This game blows. So, after I had my temper tantrum, we are here in the offseason, 35-28, as the Chargers win back-to-back season. And look at that, great pick. The Colts, the great pick, quote-unquote, coach name from the Colts, wins Coach of the Year, but he goes 14-2 just to lose to the 8-8 Broncos. And Harrison Smith retires, just to add that on the cream of the crop. Absolutely amazing. I love it when one of my X Factors retires in my final season when I'm trying to get something done. But anyways, I don't want to re-sign any of those trash players. Let's look into the team to see if there's any development upgrades. Offensively, looking into it, Carson Wentz is still a superstar, which I'm okay with. And offensively, we look the exact same. Defensively, obviously, Harrison Smith retired. That is a problem. But Bobby Okereke is now a superstar X Factor, and we're back to having 5 superstar X Factors. All three of them in the top of the linebacking core, completely complete. But okay, let's get to free agency. In free agency, I spent big money on Devin McCourty. We now have 6 superstar X Factors on the defense. If this isn't the best defense, I'm going to be pissed. Jonnu Smith now at tight end, so let's just get to the draft. In the draft, I'm just picking up a halfback as depth piece. I don't need anything else on this team. This team is so stacked. It should be a great team every year. So this is the overlook of the team after the draft, and I expect another 14-2 season with this kind of a team. Absolutely amazing. Devin McCourty I want starting just because he has that X Factor, and everyone else here looks pretty good. 6 superstar X Factors on one team. This should definitely be an easy sweep. So anyways, guys, let's get to the midseason mark. So here we are at the midseason mark, coming off a loss of the Titans. Okay, that's not really a good sign. We are, 4-4, third in the division. Hopefully we finish 12-4 or 11-5. If we finish anything below 11-5, I'll be pissed. I don't need to resign anybody here because it is the final season. So it's time to get into the playoffs. And here we are in the playoffs, as we missed the playoffs. Coming off a loss, we go 8-8, third in the division, just to lose. Are you kidding? We go from 14-2 to just to lose to an 8-8 Broncos team. And I'm not even going to bother checking the stats. What's the point? 86 overall, 86, 90. Dude, I have a 93 overall team, 92 offense, 95 defense. Tell me who has that. Browns have 90, Buccaneers have 90. I'm still 3 overalls higher. Chiefs aren't even close to me. Okay, Okay, I don't see any team with a 93 overall team, yet I go 8-8, third in the division, just to miss the playoffs. This game genuinely sucks. I'm glad this is one of my final rebuilds of this year.